Everybody, this is Paulio Jr. once again, and today we're just going to be doing some tips and tricks on clearing clogs in any kind of drain. So the first one that I wanted to show you, this one is basically similar to the one where you're forcing the water down to clear the drain. So for instance, in this sink, has gotten clogged a couple of times. So what I've done is basically what we want to do is force the water down as much as possible, so we have enough, weight of this actual liquid that will be too much for whatever's in the way, and it'll start pushing it down. So as long as we can see here, which I'm sure you can, that's the first thing. So this is like the primary thing that I would do for a sink would be, there's going to be a couple, and there might be, I'm going to be doing this in different segments all in one video, but this is the first one, is filling up, your sink. That would be the first thing. Whatever you're using, a sink, make sure you have that, the guy at the bottom that'll plug it so no water's getting through. So you can fill it to its maximum, as close to the maximum capacity as possible, without without going over the counter, or, if you're in the kitchen, or if you're in the bathroom, going over that. So, and then from there, obviously, pull this guy. This one was clogged a few times, and I'll go over the other ones, but using this one actually worked pretty well because it was too much. There we go. All that pressure from the water basically forced that clog wherever it was, in the S-trap or so forth, through it, and then cleared. So that's the first trick, and then we'll move on to the second one. And here we are. This is a part 2 segment of the same video, even though it's a little bit longer. The second part of ways to clear drains, and which is obviously the biggest guy in the industry, is the plunger. And what the plunger does is creates a sort of vacuum effect where if there's something stuck, mostly in that S-trap, it will sort of force its way out, so that it's not stuck, and then you can flush it from there. What's also cool with the guy that everybody knows, the plunger, is you can use it not just for the toilet, but also for, for anything that would be clogged up in, say, the shower drain. So let's see here, because we're looking looks like there's a couple things in here, but this is still, if you can get in there. I usually like to get a little bit of water in there, and then go. And that's definitely another thing that will help clear out the drain as well. And you can pretty much just, this is just common sense stuff, but once again, this is an everyday video, stuff you can do every day. And so you could use the plunger, obviously, for the toilet. You could use it for the drain in the sink, and you can also use it in a regular sink as well, because you're just doing the same thing in all three. And basically, that is clearing the S-trap of any excess amount of whatever's in there. So typically poop in there, or toilet paper. Sometimes mostly hair in there and other things, and then sometimes hair in here as well. The plunger can definitely is obviously mostly just used to kind of clear the way. So, and now we're going to move on to our next segment. So, goodbye. And this is the third way to clear a drain, and this is actually my personal favorite way of doing it.
because it's almost always guaranteed to work. And this is if you have a shop vac. So, and obviously when you're doing anything with water with a shop vac, you always want to take off, excuse me if there's not enough light down here, but you always want to take off the filter. You're going to destroy the filter. But even though that filter is ready to go. So, and you just have the shop vac like so. Just put it on like you normally would, and then we're gonna go upstairs and show you how it's done. All right. So continuing with the shop vac. Hope there's enough light in here. I actually have a decent amount of stuff down here. If you can see, some hair and some other good stuff down here. And it's definitely been draining a little bit slower than usual, and that could just be from right here. Usually it's typically in the S-trap, but even if there is anything further than the S-trap that is stuck, this vacuum effect will pull everything that's in there out. So same thing as before, and you're not going to be able to hear me as well. I'm just going to let the water run a little bit, and then I'm going to go right to just putting the shop vac right to the drain and go into town, and we'll see what we pulled up. I pretty much emptied out the shop vac, so let's go from there. And we're just going to throw in the water. I'm going to let that run down a little bit. And then I'm going to pop on the shop vac. So you're not going to be able to hear me as well. From here, I'm just going to town right now. And if I can get that suction to where it's pretty much, there's a minimal amount of airway in between, this part of the drain and the actual hose, then we can actually get straight through the S-trap and anything else that's actually in that pipe, in that drain pipe. So I can definitely feel things coming up other than water. So let's see if anything, let's see what we did grab. And sometimes at the end of this, you'll see things at the end that you might not find too pleasant, but you grab it anyway, and you just pull it out and wash your hands if that's the case. So let's see. So like right here, you can see I have some hair. And typically, these shop vacs will pull a lot of the other stuff out. It's just right now on this particular tub and most tubs, you're going to end up pulling up a lot of hair from the drain pipe. And actually, stuck on the top as well. And that all will not come up because it's wrapped around inside of the drain. So let's see what we managed to grab. And it looks pretty fun. So you can just grab it, but for fun, I'm going to wear a glove and just show you. This is just everyday crap, This isn't anything special. So even like this is pulling up stuff, all that fun old hair and so forth. And I know whose hair this is, but it's all good. Everybody has hair. It's not a big deal. And sorry if I'm moving the camera a little bit here. Just seeing what I can pull out here. And I guarantee you that even if there was other things in here as well, that it pulled it out and brought it into the shop vac, whether it be, lingering pieces of soap or whatever the case may be, it would pull that out as well. The shop vac trick I learned a while ago, and it's the easiest way to kind of grab this stuff. And so we're going to put this right into here. I'm going to put this between my neck for right now. Take this guy off. And goodbye, good riddance. will see, exactly. So this is what came out. So just pretty much just water, and then we got the hair up. My drain wasn't too bad, but it was mostly the hair. But if you do have a severe clog, especially the um, in the tub, that can definitely help you big time, big time. If you have a shop vac is a great way. Um, Using the shop vac is a fantastic way to clear clogs. In any case, I mean, you could even, if you really wanted to, I mean, you could still use that in the toilet, and you could actually use that in the sink as well. So, and I know I have a little bit better flow. I do like to have this guy in so nothing big gets down there. And recently, this guy was getting, it was filling up all around here and so forth. And, at least using that gave me the option to at least get it in an easier fashion, than just sitting here and pulling away. So, now I can go with that, and I can use this as a tub again. So, but yeah, that's the shop vac. That's my favorite one, and I have a couple more. So, I will continue after this. And now the way that I'm going to show you right now, I actually found online when I clogged the toilet in a hotel room in Montana, and it actually works really great. Dish soap, actually, and the dish soap, it sounds weird saying it, the dish soap acts as a lubricant. Now this toilet isn't actually clogged, so you can trust me on this, you don't have to, but I've tried it just to at least try it and say, okay, cool. And basically with the dish soap, I mean, you just pour, just as much as you need, and you actually let it sit. And like same thing, you can use this for, for the toilet drain, for a sink drain, or for the tub drain as well. And you let the soap sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. And while it's doing that, it's sort of it's moving down and lubricating everything and making everything so the next time you flush it, instead of it being so solidified, it'll be a little bit more free to go down to clear the drain completely. And it does work, and it sounded really weird when I first heard it, but it actually is a cool trick that you can use. Not my favorite, but I think the easiest and the coolest one to use. It's like, okay, just put some dish soap in there to lubricate everything and break some of the stuff up. As far as using, the ones that they sell at Home Depot and home improvement centers, sorry, it's just weird. I'm just sitting here showing a picture of my toilet that looks like there's piss in it, but there's not. Like the Draino cleaners and so forth. They do work, but over time they can deteriorate the pipes. Now, if you're using it all the time, it can deteriorate the pipes. But this is just a completely safe option that does absolutely work. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, lubricates what's in the drain, and then when you flush, it should go down immediately. And it worked for me on the first try when I did do it. So that's what we have. So we have the plunger, obviously. We have the dish soap. We have the shop vac, and then we had from a little bit ago, the first segment was basically forcing the water down with an excess amount of water, so that the pressure that's on top is just too much for what's in the pipes, so that it actually just pushes it down. So, and that's what we have so far.